Hi, welcome back to Focal Point AFR Talk. The gay Gestapo has bagged another victim. Brian Fisher is my name. The program is Focal Point, the network, the American Family Radio Talk Network. You know, and we're at a point now where there are an increasing number of professions that are being closed off to people of biblical values. If you hold biblical values on human sexuality, there are an increasing number of vocations that are closing off to you. This is an alarming thing, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the latest example from Des Moines, Iowa. This is on onenewsnow.com, our own news website. The editor of an Iowa newspaper has been fired a week after he posted in a personal blog a message that said homosexual organizations are trying to reword the Bible, quote, to make their sinful nature right with God, end quote. He also referred to homosexual groups as Gestapo and as the enemy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this terminology whatsoever. This is exactly what homosexual groups are trying to do. They're trying to make their sinful nature right with God. Can't be done. Contrary to nature, contrary to God's design. Nothing you can do about that. What God has defined, man may not redefine. And homosexual groups are the Gestapo. He's an example of it. You know, they're firing him because he referred to homosexual groups as the Gestapo. What does that mean? They're the Gestapo, or the gay Gestapo, as I like to refer to them, as Tammy Bruce refers to them. And in the culture war, they are the enemy. I'm not saying homosexuals are the enemy. Please don't misunderstand me. I'm talking about homosexual activists. Our beef is with homosexual activists that want us to believe that homosexuality is a normal, healthy alternative to heterosexuality. It's not. It is immoral, it is unnatural, and it is unhealthy. And no rational society ever should promote it, support it, celebrate it. So that's where our beef is. Our beef is with people that want to push our culture in that direction. Homosexuals that are keeping their sexual behavior in their bedrooms, nobody's going to hassle them. Nobody's going to bother them. It's when you bring it out into the streets, that's when we're going to start having a problem. And when you insist that all of society celebrate what you do and protect it and promote it, and you get punished if you have a criticism of it, that's where we are going to have an issue. Well, here's an example. The gay Gestapo has bagged another victim. Now you can't be a newspaper editor. He's an editor of a newspaper. This is on a personal blog, a private blog, a message he did in private, and now he's been bounced from his job. According to a story in the Des Moines Register, Bob Eschliman made his blog comments in reaction to the website Queen James Bible, which asserts that the notion of homosexuality as a sin was added to the Christian Bible in 1946 and not included in previous versions. That, of course, is absolutely, totally bogus. But the newspaper quotes Eschliman's blog post as saying, quote, "It's pretty easy to brush off a nonsensical, contrived version of the Bible, but that's not the deceiver's end goal. No, they want all Christendom to abandon their faith. They do that by proselytizing to church leaders to change their view on homosexuality. If you ask me, it sounds like the Gestapo is well on its way. We must fight back against the enemy." Now that guy is out of a job. Now I hope this guy files the mother of all lawsuits against this newspaper. I mean, here's a newspaper. What do they stand for? What does a newspaper stand for? Freedom of speech and freedom of what? Freedom of the press. Freedom to publish your views. This is exactly what he did, and he has been fired because he exercised a First Amendment right that his newspaper, his employer, is supposed to stand for and supposed to defend. So I am hoping that it's the mother of all lawsuits. I hope that he sues this newspaper for every dollar they've got, because Iowa law, like every other state, prohibits discrimination on the basis of religion, and that's exactly what is being done to him. Now, a couple of other culture notes. This is interesting. You're familiar with Nintendo, the game maker, and they're involved right now in a controversy because they have this game called, what is this thing called? Tomodachi Life. Tomodachi Life. This is a game that allows people on a virtual island to do things like shop, visit an amusement park, play games, go on dates, and encounter celebrities like Christina Aguilera, Shaquille O'Neal, and Rob Gardner. No, I just threw that last part in. So So anyway, they can go to this virtual island. They can do all this stuff. They can play games. They can shop, and they do all this kind of stuff. Now, the problem, they can go on dates. The problem is Nintendo will not allow you to create a gay avatar who enters into romantic relationships with other people of the same sex. You can't do it. They won't let you do it on this game. And they've gotten in this world of controversy. They're not backing down. They're not going to change. They're not going to make it possible for people to engage in same-sex romantic relationships virtually on this pretend island, and they're getting a lot of heat for it. This is Fox News from Los Angeles. Nintendo isn't allowing gamers to play as gay in an upcoming life simulator game. It's not going to be released, I think, until June 6th. The publisher of such gaming franchises as The Legend of Zelda and Mario Brothers said Tuesday it wouldn't bow to pressure to allow players to engage in romantic activities with characters of the same sex in English versions of Tomodachi Life. It's already out in Japanese and other languages. This follows a social media campaign launched by fans last month seeking virtual equality for the game's characters, which are modeled after real people. By the way, this word equality, I've got to think about this a little bit more, but the word equality is a totally bogus word when they talk about equality between homosexuality and heterosexuality, because there is no equality between homosexuality and heterosexuality. They are not equal. They are not equal in morality. They are not equal in worth. They're not equal in procreative power. They are not equal in their consistency with God's design. There is no equality between homosexuality and heterosexuality. One is a normal expression of human sexuality. The other is a sexually deviant expression of human sexuality. They are not equal. Homosexuality is not a benign alternative to heterosexuality. Anyway, Nintendo trying to dance around this. Nintendo never intended to make any form of social commentary with the launch of Tomodachi Life, said Nintendo of America. We hope that all of our fans will see that this game was intended to be a whimsical and quirky game and that we were absolutely not trying to provide social commentary. So I said, look, don't think that we were making some kind of statement here about human sexuality. We weren't. We're just trying to sell games. This was started by a guy by the name of Ty Marini. He's a 23-year-old homosexual Nintendo aficionado from Mesa, Arizona. He's homosexual. He's playing this game, wants to play this game. Maybe he's already playing it because he may have a Japanese copy of it. And he wants to play this game with his real-life same-sex paramour, and he can't do it because the game does not allow for that to happen. And Nintendo explained, look, we've got code. There's computer code. We just can't go in there and change. We built this computer code for the Japanese market. In Japan, we just don't have this kind of homosexual thing going on there like you do here. We just don't have code that would allow us to do that, and we are not going to go in there and change it for the American market. Now, there are other games that do have gay figures. The Sims, Grand Theft Auto 4, The Last of Us, Gone Home, Fable, The Elder Scrolls, all of those have gay and lesbian characters. Focal Point, AFR Talk. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.